What's up, Epic 7? So you've been watching some of my videos, or maybe some of the other content creator videos. You've been looking at these one-shot teams, you've been thinking, I want to do that. But you've been noticing that most of these videos involve rage set. Now how do you get rage set? Well, you've got to do the Azimanak 13 hunt. And that's not an easy hunt. That's also where you're going to pick up your immunity sets, and that's kind of important when you want to get into the competitive side of Epic 7. So how are you going to get these two really important sets? Immunity for RTA and Guild Wars and Arena, and Rage set for all high-end PvE. Well, you're going to need to build an A13 team, but it's hard. And you're probably scared of spiders. Don't worry, fam, I got you on both fronts here. And the team sitting at this table, they're going to do it for you, right? This is the free-to-play, easy way to beat A13 for new players. We're going to do this with incredibly low-end gear and very accessible heroes. So let's jump right in and take a look at this fight. So the first unit on our Azimanak 13 team is going to be Tamarinne. Tamarinne is a free hero. You can get her through connections. So do what it takes to complete her connections and get her on your team. Sure, you may not be able to do this day one, but you've got other things to worry about day one, right? This is a couple of weeks down the road. You'll be able to farm this like a champ with Tamarinne on Goblin level gear. And I'm hoping by the time you're ready to tackle A13, you'll be able to do better by your Tamarinne than this gear. Now, things you want to look for on your Goblin gear, you do want to try to make sure she's got some speed. So I forced a speed set. Do what you can to get a speed set on her. Try to get her north of 200 speed. And you want her to have a bit of bulk. She's going to be in the front line taking shots to the face, so we want our pop idol to stay alive. So give her HP main, ring, and neck. Try to make sure her HP is as high as you can get it. Maybe a little defense too. You should also fully level her weapon. She deserves it, guys. As for Molagora, you really want to Mola her S1. The cooldown on this is important. Even though you're going to be able to reset her skills with Iseria, you still want her to naturally be able to cycle this skill faster. This one is not as important, but it's really nice. The extra healing from the S2 is huge, and the extra CR push will help her cycle. So I recommend sticking as much Mola into this skill as you can. The S1 skill needs no Mola at all. It's all damage, and Tam is not going to be your damage dealer, so the only reason this has Mola in it at all is I put the 3 Mola from her friendship farm in there, and I think I accidentally double-clicked and Mola'd it to a 4th time. But yeah, total waste of Molagora putting anything. So max out her 1, and try to do the best you can to max out her number 2. I know Mola is precious, but she's worth it. Next, we're going to run Vivian. Vivian is another free unit. You will pick her up by doing the hunt missions. So complete your hunt missions, pick up your Vivian. Again, Vivian is on pretty free-to-play gear. I didn't have a full destruction set of Goblin gear, but I used all level 78 gear and some 85 boots. This gear really isn't that huge, guys, right? We're talking 68, 71, 77 gear score. I got an 84 neck. It's her nicest piece. What's important is that she has 84% crit chance. I'll explain why 84 in just a few minutes, but trust, shoot for 84 and then get as much damage as you can on her, but make sure she's wearing speed boots. You want her to actually take some turns. You want her to be able to cycle her skill. Don't make the mistake of putting her on attack boots. You put her on attack boots, she's not going to take enough turns, and you're not going to do enough damage to the boss. As for an exclusive equipment, go out and purchase her number 2 EE. It's what's used on her in every aspect of the game. It's nice if you can get the extra health, but don't sweat it too much. Just focus on picking this up, whatever the health value is, and slap it on her. Being able to CR push herself by 50% after she uses her S3 means she will S3, go halfway down the CR bar, and be ready to drop her S2 for damage. It's so nice. As for an artifact, you can use Special Strawberry Cake for extra damage. If you find you are dying too often, that it's not super stable, slap Proof of Valor on her to keep her alive. I'm not even kidding. Or Chatty if you have that artifact. There's a couple of things you can do to help with her survivability, but the extra damage is really nice for fast, consistent clears. Next, we're going to do Adventurer Ras. You will get him for free by the time you get into Chapter 2. You'll have picked up Adventurer Ras. Midnight Bloom. This is why you only need 84% crit chance on your Vivian. It makes Vivian and all your units so much easier to build, and you can pick this artifact up for free. You go into the side story menu, you go into the Book of Memories. You scroll all the way down to Rangar's Chaotic Full Moon Festival right here, and you do this event. Sure, it'll cost you like 900 Sky Stones to pick up one of these things. It is worth it to get this artifact. You go in, you do this event. This artifact will be usable in so many parts of the game. Today, through the very last day you play, you're going to be happy you have this artifact on your account. You will get enough to max it out, pick it up, max it out, and add this crit chance to every unit on your team. It's the most important side story event you can do to pick up, guys. So Rangar's Chaotic Full Moon Festival. Make sure you go do that. Other than the artifact, the gear doesn't matter too much. Make Ras as tanky as you can. I put HP boots on him, but other than that, he is just standing there to carry the boots, and the fact that his S1 is a chance to strip makes him great for this team. That's all he needs. Bulk and 65% effectiveness, so his S1 has a good chance to strip. If you can't quite get to 65% effectiveness, that's okay. But the closer you can get, the better off you will be. As for Ras's skill ups, you're only going to be using his S1 in this fight, so he doesn't need any skill ups at all. But he's a 3-star unit, so his skill ups are free, and you can go ahead and pump them into him if you want. All of his skill ups are damage, and none of that really matters. So you don't have to do anything to Ras. He could be +0, he could be +15, he will work just fine. And the final unit on the team is Iseria. Now, she's not free, but if you get a selector ticket, she is one of the units you select. If you're just starting the game, she's not a bad one to start with. If you need to activate her story banner or summon her when her banner is live, you do it. But you get Iseria. Iseria is one of the most important units in the game. From new through end game, you will use this girl in just about all aspects of PvE that are tough. She will make easy. Trust me on this, pick up your Iseria. I got Iseria pretty much mostly on Goblin gear and a couple of 75 and 78 pieces. What we're looking for here is to make her faster than Tamarinne. Now, if you remember, Tamarinne was 208 and Iseria is 217. As long as she's faster than Tamarinne, you're in good shape. Now, try to make her significantly faster. Don't have your Tam at 208 and your Iseria at 209. Speed RNG is going to mess with you there. Try to put about 10-15 speed between them, if at all possible. As for an artifact, I really like Prophetic Candlestick on her. Now, some people are going to recommend Song of Stars. Do not use Song of Stars in A13. Normally, it's a very good artifact for her, but the A13 fight has a weird mechanic where if you put too many debuffs on the queen, she'll self-cleanse and attack you, and you don't want that to happen. And the target buff from Song of Stars is just enough to push you over that threshold, so do not use Song of Stars. Use Prophetic Candlestick, use Elegiac Candle, use Glow Wings. There's a lot of options for her, but this one I think is just about your best option. Remember, your goal here is faster than Tam, a little bit of bulk, and 65% effectiveness. It is critically important that your Iseria has at least 65% effectiveness, because she is our principal debuffer and stripper. As for skill ups, you want to take her S3 up to +3. Don't worry about the damage, you don't need it. You just want to cycle this skill. Take her S2 up to +2. This is a very important skill to cycle, more so than any other skill. You want this one to cycle. Mola this one first. If you have some leftover Mola, slide down here to this 10% extra chance to defense break, but that's not that important. If you don't have the Mola to do this, don't worry about it. Just focus on the S2 and the S3 for the cooldowns. It's all she needs. Okay, everybody. This is how the fight rolls. First, you want to have Ras's skills turned off. The reason you want Ras's skills turned off is Iseria will reset somebody whose skills are resettable, somebody whose skills are not currently ready. If Ras's skills are turned off, his skills are never ready, and iseria can never reset him. That forces the reset either into Tam or into Vivian, and that's really nice, because that gives you a 50-50 chance that Tamarinne gets reset, and that's what we're looking for, right? Is that Tamarinne's reset so that she can cycle idols for him even faster. Vivian kills the first bug, Vivian kills the second bug, Vivian really hurts the third bug. Tamarinne resets, iseria reset Tamarinne. So Tamarinne's going to transform. Be nice if we could have saved this for the next fight, but that's okay. We're still fine. This heals everybody up, pushes everybody up, and that bug is dead. Very dead, since Ras decided to help. Now, when you hit the queen, you can, after so many hits, the queen will get a berserk buff. The berserk makes the queen stronger and faster, so you want to stop that. iseria putting buff block on the queen with her S3 really helps, because now if berserk procs, the queen won't be able to get the buff because of buff block. Right, there's the berserk. You notice the buff didn't proc, and that helps out. iseria resets Tamarinne. Perfect timing on that, so Tam can transform. This is part of why you want Tamarinne on the front line taking hits to the face, is because when Tamarinne transforms, she fully heals. Now, on the outside chance that buff block isn't up and the queen gets berserk, Ras's S1 is a strip. iseria's S3 is a strip. Tamarinne's S1, while she's in idol's form, is a strip. All these things will help keep berserk off. Now, the queen does have this nasty defense buff whenever there's adds up, and that reduces damage by 80%. That's what makes Vivian so good here. Her AoE attack kills both of the eggs, and now we are able to start doing damage to the queen without that 80% buff. We get buff block back up, so berserk can't apply. Another big hit. That hit came with a strip. We reset. Hey, we reset Tamarinne again. Now, if iseria resets Vivian, that's okay. It just slows the fight down a little bit. It's so much faster when she resets Tam. It is a coin toss, but it'll still work just fine. It just slows it down if Vivian is the one who gets the reset from iseria instead of Tamarinne. Notice how little the damage is when that defense buff is up on the queen, so we need Vivian to cycle around, take care of those ads. There she goes. Ads are dead. Extra hit. Queen is dead. Hey, I'm further down my adventurous path. How about that? But how consistent is it? Is it really a safe, consistent team, or was this a one-off thing? Well, let's go ahead and test it. Okay, so same team, same stats, same everything. We're going to run 10 quick battles into this fight. So fingers crossed. I'm not sure how well this is going to work, but I'm feeling pretty confident. Get him, Ras. One clear. Oops. I only set it for one clear. My bad, everybody. I had it just set for one. Okay, let's run this all the way up to 9. Okay, now that we've run it up to 9, let's see how we do. Get him, Ras. One clear. It's looking pretty good to me, guys. That's 11 clears, the one auto run we just did, and 10 on the quick battle. Now, I'm not saying it's perfect. It does have a fail condition. Everybody can hard focus Vivian and she can die before Tamarinne's able to heal. It can happen. It doesn't happen often, but this is a very consistent A13 team that is very, very low end gear, and the better gear you put on this team, the faster it's going to clear. You set this thing on auto battle, you run it in the background, you get your rage gear, you climb into the high end PvE. Hopefully this team helps you out. Hopefully this lets you get your A13 missions done on your adventurous path. I will try to have the rest of the hunts done, one each day. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and you guys have a great rest of your week. Take care, Epic 7.